Hello, we're gonna start new season. This is a season two, and then a lesson one. From this season, we're gonna learn the chord. So mainly how to read a chord, how to play the chord, and how to improvisation. So it means when you look at the one, just like the single melody line, there's a lot of like guitar music. 기타 음악을 보면은 이런 게 가장 많은데요. You will see it like this kind of thing. Music with symbols on it. If you're looking at it, you should know what kind of left hand you have to play it, how to play it. All right. So we're gonna learn the chord, harmonization. 화성법이라고 이야기해. 한국말로는 화성법. 화성 means harmony. harmonic. 화성법인데 or 반주법, 쉽게는 반주법이라고도 이야기하죠. accompaniment. So for this season, we're gonna learn how to do the harmonization chords. All right. So we're gonna start with the first. I know you guys sound like very tired and just like a sleepy. So waking up yourself, have some food, eat, you can eat, and then you can just listen first. So this is more literally like theory. So be ready to write it down something. All right. So bring your pencil right now, and then bring you can write it on the chord improvisation, this sheet, but bring pencil and eraser. First of all, when we say chord means well blocked like this, very well blocked. It has to be, it really doesn't matter where you put, but it has to be skipped each other. So letters should be, if we go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then A comes back again. Chord means it has to be skipped. Not only the three notes, it can be right next to each other. That's not the chord. Chord means well blocked, but by skipping it. So it has to be either A, C, E, or B, D, F, or C, E, G, like this. It has to be skipped. So if you're looking at from, if you write it from on the staff, 5-line staff, it will be line, 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 or space to space to space. It will be looks like this. That's what we call chord. Chord means three notes played at the same times, but the first three means it has to be by skip. But there is so many ways of skipping. We don't have to just play it like skip the way, but there's a lot of ways. So you need to know what kind of variation we have here. Now the very bottom note we call root. The very bottom one is root. When it's well blocked, the very bottom one is root. root라는 거는 chord 이름이야, the name of the. So it will take the family name. So if the bottom note is C, this whole entire chord set we call C chord. If we start from A, C, E, skip, 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 but the bottom note is A, then the chord will be A. What if we start from B? I will just change the color. B, D, F, skip, skip, skip. But the very bottom note is B, then we call the chord name is B. Now, if we start from the C and then skipping it, C, E, G, if the very bottom note is a C, then we call the bottom chord is a C. That's how we defined. That's what we call root position. 전부 다 root position 이렇게 생겼어. Got it? Now, the inversion means the same chord, but changing positions. So if we see, I will just erase everything. So if it's a C chord, C, E, G인데, E, G stays, and then this C move it up higher. So C, E, G stays, and then C move it up higher. So changing, this C goes up high, but still is the same C, E, G. But C stays higher. That's what we call first inversion. Why? So if we move it to the chord, the same thing. Do you have this paper? If you don't, that's fine. Just Subin, just look at it. By just looking at it, I think you can understand. So when the chord is well blocked, the bottom note is a C. When this is C, move it up, and if the rest of E, G stays the same, we call that one first inversion, means first changing the positions. 처음으로 포지션을 바꿨다는 이야기. And then also the other means the root, the chord name is on the top, the first. 코드 이름이 맨 위에 있기 때문에 the first inversion이라고 얘기합니다. So this is a C chord, but however, C, move it up to the top, the bottom note is an E. 아래 음이 E지요. So we can write it this way. It means a C chord, but your bottom note is on E. You start with the E. This means first inversion. Now, what if we change in position again? Okay, thank you. G. And then now if we move this E above here, so C stays, and then move E up, then we call that one second inversion. Why? Because we changed the position twice, the second time. And also the chord name, which is the C, is in the second place. So this is the still C chord, but however, the bottom note is a G. So the C/G means C chord, but you have to play it, the bottom note in G. That's what it means. Okay, after that, C comes back again. C, E, G, the very bottom, same as this one. We call this one root position. Why? Because C is in the very bottom. Got it? And then the same way, if we go down, going up and down, the same way. Now, this time, what is it? If you see, bottom is a G. So this is a G, but this is not the G chord. Just the bottom note is a G, but the chord name is a C, E, G, C chord. C, E, G, C chord, right? But it should change the position. And then this is also second inversion, first inversion, and C. So whenever you see in the chord, now if the bottom note is alone, and then top two are together, this is the second inversion. And then the middle note is a chord name. Now, if the top note is alone, and then the bottom two is together, then it means this is the first inversion, and then chord name is this one, C. So what if we do, I already wrote it, this one, for exercise. What if we have this chord? 5 lines. If we have like this kind of note on treble clef, what it will be, what kind of chord it is. Can you guess? Bottom two are together, top itself is alone. Yes, what is it? So it will be, looks like this, right? So if, no, not this one, same as this one. The shape is, right? Then alone note is chord name. So this is G chord, yes. But the bottom note is on B. So we're gonna write it like this. So this is the same as this one. Just all the difference is this one is written on treble clef. This was written on bass clef. Got it? So what about if we have this kind of chord? The same thing, bottom notes are together and top is alone. So it means this is a chord name. So this is F chord, F, A, C, and then this one, we have to write it like this. So what if we have like this symbol, what kind of note do we have to play it? E/G is not in here. Now, can you find it in your piano? Try to find it, what kind of note it is. E/G. Can you find it on your piano? Means E chord. So definitely E chord means E, G, B. So E chord. But I wrote it E/G. So it means E, G, B. But bottom note should be the G. So G, B, E, you have to play it this way. Got it? So G, B, E, that's this is symbol means. Okay. So that's how you need to figure it out, the chord. This is just theory. So for this week, what you need to do, practice this chord. How you're gonna do, you will just play it. As you play the chord, remember, oh, that's a root position. This is first inversion. This is a second inversion. And then you just play through the inversions and try to remember at least C chord, G, F chord, and G chord, which is, primary chord of C. C, F, G is most often used chord in our music. So if you remember C, F, G chord, then the rest of thing will be easier to find. So for example, C. That's a C chord inversions. And then what about if an F chord? Then the G chord. But important thing is fingerings. Now you have to remember the right fingerings. When you play chord, whenever you see the root position, the fingering will be 1, 3, 5 for root. Write it down. This is very important. This is a fingering technique. So whenever you see chords, it will be 1, 3, 5. And then whenever you see the first inversion, you will use also the 1, 3, 5. However, when you see the second inversions, it will be 5. If you play with the right hand, 1. Oh no, if you play with your right hand, 1, 2, 5. Sorry about that. I have to write it both fingerings, I think. So that you guys don't confuse. So if you use in the right hand, it will be 1, 3, 5. Left hand, 1, 3, 5, the same. Now, if you play at a first inversion, will be 1, 2, 5. So this one, right hand. But the left hand will be 1, 3, 5, the same. Okay, so I should write it 1, 3, 5 actually, since it's right hand. I mean left hand. 이렇게 써야 된다, 사실은. 그리고 now for this one, 1, 3, 5 again. But the left hand will be 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5. So remember, when you use 1, 2, 5, 1, 3, 5, this is really, really important. The right hand for the second inversion, for the left hand, for the right hand first inversion, for the left hand second inversion, because our finger is contrary. 대칭되니까 손가락이 얘가 1, 2 쓸 때에 얘가 1, 2 쓰려면 반대가 돼야 되니까. So just remember the fingerings. All right. Now, if we move it on to the next page, this is the exercise how to play the chord. Now, if you, by looking at it, I want you to write it. Oh, is this first inversion, second inversion, root? If it's a root, write it C. What is it? This one, C root, and then this is OC chord slash first inversion. So E, or you can write it 1, and then this is the C slash G. This is the second inversion, like this. I want you to write it at least for the first pages, right? All right, so I will give you time. Why don't you figure it out? What kind of chord was written or used? Try to do the first line. And if you can do up to the second line. I will give you like about 2-3 minutes. So while 2-3 minutes, okay, try as much as you do. Now for Subin, while you guys are doing, I will check your playing. 자, 수빈이는 그동안에 연습한 거 한번 볼까?
어떤 거 저요?
어떤 거 먼저 볼까, 수빈아? 뭐가 제일
어,
그래도 자신 있니?
그래도 쇼팽?
쇼팽, 오케이, 고.
잠시만 다시
천천히 쳐. A. 라이트인데 노트가 지금 틀린 게 몇 개 있어. 빠밤 빠밤 A 플래시 붙였다가 A 내추럴이 되지. 오케이. 지금 이거 치기는 쳤는데 노트가 지금 틀린 게 몇 개 있다. 자, 노트 틀린 거 몇 개 지금 체크를 해야 되는데 먼저 right hand만 이제 이번 주부터는 연습할 때에 수빈아 right hand만 메트로놈을 놓고 연습을 해봐. 지금 프로블럼을 left hand는 의외로 잘 치고 있어. 왜냐면 패턴적으로 괜찮으니까. right hand가 손가락 번호 때문에 틀릴 때가 많아. 오케이? 그러니까 지금 따라라라라라라라라라라 거기서부터 시작해서 어디냐면 너 지금 선생님이랑 같은 악보 가지고 있는지 모르겠는데 이거 여기 따라란 따라라라라라라라라 따라란 따라라라라라라라라 여기서부터 시작해가지고 이 부분 그 다음에 어쨌든 지금 그리고 여기 요 두 번째 분 요 마지막에 measure 11 through 여기 끝나는 이 부분하고 그러니까 여기서부터 요까지가 지금 right hand가 손가락 번호 때문에 틀리는지 phrasing 때문에 틀리는지는 모르겠는데 그걸 체크해야 되니까 지금 right hand만 천천히 메트로놈을 놓고 연습해. Okay, I will check it later. 자, come back to our class, guys. So now I'm gonna write it down. So check it your answers as I did. I will show you the answer. This is C root. Already we did up to here, right? So this is the same. Now this is the C root again. So it's okay. Now what about this one? This is second inversion. So C, G, second. Now this is the C, E/E first. C, G, second. C, what is it? E, one. So it's the same thing over and over again, right? So by this one, with only this chord, it makes already beautiful sound just with this bunch of chords. So if I play it, this one, 볼까? 지금 the second line. Three. 그래서 see throughout the song, most of it. 자, 이거 보면은 everything is the same except this one. We have exception chord. Everything is throughout is this old C chord, but this is not the C chord. Now, if we're looking at it, oh, we can tell this is anyway first position. So this is chord name. What is it? G chord. And then the bottom note is B. So we're gonna write it. So, this is a G chord. Then what about this one? Is that G chord too? No, this is C chord because this is a chord name, C chord /E. This is first inversion. So everything is a C chord except this one. And then there is another, this one. The same chord because this is the same chord, G chord. So in the test, if they're asking, there's everything is a C chord, but only exception, what kind of chord it is, other than C chord, G chord. Where is it? Then you have to write it. Measure 7, measure 15. Okay, of course, they're not going to ask you like this hard question at your level, but later, level 7 and 8, they're going to ask this kind of question to make sure that you know the chords. But for now, just remember how to find it. Well blocked is root position. So bottom note is chord name. Now, if top is alone by itself, and then the bottom note is together, then this is chord name. what if the top two are together and the bottom one is alone like this, then this is coordinate. Okay, so for this week, I want you to practice definitely the first page, the right hand itself, for just exercise to play it well. And when you play this one, remember the fingerings, because the fingering is very important. 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 3, 5 for the right hand. But the left hand is the opposite way. 1, 3, 5, and then 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5 later. Okay, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, left hand. Right hand is 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3. So remember the fingerings. So from this week, we start doing it, learning chord. Now, if you learn the chord, the good thing is later you can play any popular songs, or you can even play guitar by yourself. Because by knowing the chord, there's a lot of ways to play the music. Okay? 채원이 같은 경우는 교회에서 반주도 할 수 있어. 그치? 그리고 for boys, you guys can play guitar with the chords. All right, so this will be the chord, the first homework. And then the second homework would be, I want you to do, start with Sonatina. Who worked the Sonatina? Now, who is ready to play it? Practiced while I was gone. Sonatina 연습한 사람? 아무도 없어요? Now, the Sonatina piece is, since we don't have much time left here, next week maybe we will do a little bit. 이거. This is the Sonatina piece. I already sent you the videos, so you must know this one. For this week, homework is you have to do the exposition. Exposition means from now the beginning through until the first repeat sign. That's what we call exposition. All right. There is a form in the Sonatina, always repeats are presented. So from C2 up to here, and then G to the end. Now, the funny thing is this one, both starts on the treble clef. So right hand is on C, left hand is on the C2. Now, if you're looking at it, 자, 이제 이거 나왔다. Do you see it, this one? We just learned it. The breaking up, but anyway, the bottom note is alone, top two are together. So it means, what kind of inversion is it? Just did it, right? Second inversion. This is the second inversion of what? C chord, because the second note is a C. So C chord, but play the bottom note is in G. But we broke it up. D, 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 D. What about this? Is that also G chord? I mean, C chord? I will tell you the answer. G, B, D, F. 이거는 G, B, D, F. Well blocked. So actually, this is a G7. So everything is, this is a G7. So everything is coming from the chord. Once you know the chord, it's much easier. Now, let's see it. What about this one? B, G, D, G. So if we see it, B, B, D, G. So just like, where is it? B, 어디다 그릴까, 선생님이? Oh, there's no way to draw the chord. So if we say B, B, G, D. So bottom two are together, top is alone. That means this note is a chord, the G chord, right? So first inversion, G chord, G, B, D, G. You just keep playing back and forth. So if you know the chord, it's much easier to look at the piece too, to apply to your piece. All right. So I know for this today, we just started. So if you haven't practiced that much, that's fine. For this week, your homework will be the Kuhlau Sonatina, work through the exposition, and then working on the chord progressions, and then Scarborough Fair. I also uploaded on the YouTube. This song is really beautiful song, and normally the Scarborough Fair happened around this time or fall. So 이거는 사이드 리딩으로 just 2 up to the measure 20. So which is, we're up to here. First page 하고, point이니까 그냥 just up to here. Second page, first line. 여기까지만 해가지고. By next week. Alright? That's your homework. 그리고 백님이하고 지호는 숙제가 너무 많으니까 이 중에 딱 하나만 골라서 연습해. 할 수 있겠지, 그거는. 하나만 하라 그러면. Okay? So whichever you can do. 그리고 채훈이는 다 하고. Right? I know definitely 우현 and Daniel try to do as much as you can do. Okay? So I will see you next week again. And just we will, if you have any question, text me, then I will answer. All right? Okay, that's it. That's for today. All right, bye-bye. Now, Subin, stay.
감사합니다.
Stay.